Con, we live. All right, so first and foremost, we want to start off with giving all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh,
Yahweh, Hashem,
Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Rakar Kodash,
Kwadash.
Khan. And double honors to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone for teaching his word in truth and sincerity and for ruling well. And salutations to our fellow Akim across the four corners of the globe, preaching in the name of Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. It's the brother Gabar Yahweh.
This is the brother Kahana Allah.
Khan, we're the brothers from GMS Hawaii. And we're going to do a video today on, as you see the name of the title, is entitled No Thanksgiving / the truth about Thanksgiving. Okay. And, because today, well, here in Hawaii, people are celebrating actually Thanksgiving a day before Thanksgiving actually start. People celebrating birthdays, but pretty much people celebrating this so-called Thanksgiving, okay, which today is not a celebration that the Israelites are supposed to be involved in. And who are the Israelites? The so-called Negroes, West Indians, Haitians, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians. None of these holidays, these so-called holidays, because we have our days. The Lord created, days for us to follow. Okay. And matter of fact, let me get that real quick. Because the Lord, He didn't give us Thanksgiving is nowhere in the Bible. Christmas, nowhere in the Bible. New Year's is nowhere in the Bible. Okay. The Lord gave us certain days that we're supposed to Salakia, that we're supposed to follow. I just want to get that. I think it's in Exodus 11. Exodus 11 says, Salakia, just bear with me. You can speak, brother.
Yeah, because ultimately the nation of Israel has no part to do with so-called Thanksgiving, man. Because like the elder was saying, this is a holiday for basically the Edomites, man, that came to this land and destroyed the Gadites, the Seminole Indians, and some of the tribes of Issachar that were living in what today is so-called Texas and California. So we don't have anything to do with it. And like it says in the scriptures, follow. Let me get it. I'll share the screen.
God.
Or not to follow after the ways of the heathen, man. And so-called Christmas is a heathenistic holiday. So this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10. And verse 2 is that it says, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. That's right. And what we're speaking on right now is the ways of the heathen, man. And Thanksgiving is a heathenistic holiday, man. Which the only part that we had in this holiday was our own brothers and sisters getting slaughtered by Esau, man.
That's right.
None of you should be rejoicing and and having fun and commemorating this day, man, because this was a dark day for our people, for our brethren, and it was just full of wickedness.
That's right. That's right. Hey, this is Leviticus chapter 23, verse 1. And Yahweh, and the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, concerning the feast of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be a holy convocation, even these are my feasts. 6 days shall work be done, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of rest. Right. So we have one of the days that we follow frequently, pretty much every month is the Sabbath, which falls on the new moon. It's not Friday and Saturday sundown as some other groups teach, but it's all dictated on the new moon. It says 6 days shall work be done, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of rest, and a holy convocation ye shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai and all your dwellings. And it says, These are the feasts of the Lord, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim. Let me go to that. Which ye shall proclaim. It says, I'm sorry. which ye shall proclaim in their seasons. It says, in the 14th day on the first month of even is the Lord's Passover. So, which is it's also called the Pesach. Okay. And in the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread. So, right after the Pesach is ended, then we go into what, a 7 day period of we're eating unleavened bread. All yeast is supposed to be taken out of the house. Okay. Anything with yeast has leaven in it, not just yeast, but leaven. Anything with leaven, which yeast is a leaven, okay, has to be taken out, and we have to eat uh, unleavened bread with all our meals, man. Okay, it says, in the first day ye shall have a holy convocation, ye shall do no service therein, but ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord Yahweh 7 days. And the seventh day is a holy convocation, ye shall do no servile work therein. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when ye become into the land which I give unto you, and shall reap the harvest thereof, then ye shall bring a sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest unto the priest, and he shall wave the sheaf before Yahweh to be accepted for you. On the morrow after the Sabbath of the priest shall wave it. So that's called the first fruits. Okay, so you got the Sabbath, you got the Passover or the Pesach, you got the feast of unleavened bread, and you got the first fruits. Okay, and it's and also too it was I think it's called the Feast of Tabernacles too. And ye shall wave, and in verse 12, and ye shall offer that day when ye wave the sheaf and a lamb without blemish of the first year for a burnt offering unto the Lord. And the meat offering therefore shall be 2/10 deals of flour mingled with oil, an offering made by fire unto the Lord for a sweet savor. And the drink offering thereof shall be wine and a fourth part and hine. I'm sorry. And ye shall eat neither bread nor parched corn nor green ears until the self same day that ye have brought an offering unto to your power. It shall be a statute forever. So we supposed to follow this forever, but we can't, obviously, because we're in captivity throughout your generation in all your dwellings. And ye shall count unto you from the morrow after the Sabbath, from the day that ye brought the sheaf of the wave offering, 7 Sabbaths shall be complete. Even unto the morrow after the seventh Sabbath shall ye number 50 days, and ye shall offer a new meat offering unto the Lord. And ye shall bring out of your habitations to wave loaves of 2/10 deals, and ye shall be of fine flour, and they shall be baken with leaven, and they are the first fruits unto the Lord. All right. So the Most High, Yahweh Shem Shai, prescribed us days in which we're supposed to worship Him, and which we're supposed to follow. But since we've been in captivity, all we know growing up in this world, all we know is these wicked holidays, man. Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's, birthdays. Okay, those Mother's Day. Those are like the main holiday. Easter, which is not the Passover, Easter. Okay, some shit about a rabbit dropping eggs, and you with colorful eggs, just going off, man. So here it is. Esau knows about these laws. Esau knows about the high holy days that we're supposed to follow, but does he follow them here? No, he breaks them. Okay, he ignores them. Like today, I went to the supermarket to get some just a packet of meat, for the house or whatnot, you know. And while I'm in the supermarket, it's super crowded. People are trying to get their last bits of everything for Thanksgiving, you know. And really, what are they eating on Thanksgiving? Turkey is lawful, but then they eating ham. Then they got shrimp. Then they got crabs. They got all kinds of stuff, man. You know, got the same food mingled in the same fire, and I know that because a buddy across the street, or some guy I know across the street, whatever, his family, they celebrating it, man, and they offered me a plate of food, but I couldn't really eat the food because the food smelled like ham. You know what I'm saying? And that's because it was baked in the same oven, man. You know what I'm saying? So you got it, brother.
Yeah, and also I went to the supermarket also, man. On my way coming back, I crossed this main road by my house, and there's a couple of churches, man, and all of them were packed. All the parking lots, they were even parking their cars like outside of the parking lot, like just on the sidewalks, basically.
Wow.
So all these people are going into the church because they tell you that Thanksgiving is to thank the Lord for all the blessings and for all the whatever the hell they want to call it, but it's really just wickedness, man. That's an excuse that people make, and also like it says in Amos the fifth chapter, Sadakia, or Amos 5:21, it says, "Oh, I despise your feast days, and I will not smell your solemn assemblies." So these people trying to make it seem like it's a holy um ceremony, a holy thing to do because you're thanking the Lord for whatever it is that they thank Him for. On a wicked day, they think it's a good thing, but no, the Lord despises your feast days because that's a man-made feast, man. And like we were saying, it's centered on wickedness, on the destruction of our people. So the Lord hates it even more.
That's right. And this is Isaiah 29 and 16. It says, surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding? Right. And all it says, surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as a potter's clay. Yeah, you know, you never see nobody going to church praying about the Feast of Tabernacles to the Lord. You never hear nobody going to church saying nothing about the Passover or praying to the Lord to bless the Passover here in this world or bless the first fruits. Okay, Hanukkah. Only them so-called Jews they call themselves worshiping Hanukkah, or I think some they call Yom Kippur, or it's another high holy day, the feast of Purim. I mean the Purim, man. The so-called Jew they call themselves uh following after that, but they give you Christmas. They give us Christmas, Thanksgiving, all this other bullshit, and our people esteem that as a potter's clay, man. Just because Esau has told them that, oh, this is the high holy day. This is a holiday for you. You got tomorrow. Tomorrow they're gonna have a parade in New York City. It's called the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Okay, and it's gonna be on YouTube. It's gonna be live, and you see right here is people dressed up as pilgrims, like they came in peace and everything was good. You got a turkey with a tie on and a collar. Okay, so they're celebrating the downfall of our people. They're celebrating the downfall of Israel, and that's esteemed as the potter's clay. This is upside down. They don't, here in America, they say that in the 80s, you know, what is it that America is I'm sorry, the Bible is the law of the land, okay? But they don't, or 1983 or 85 or something like that. It was like the year of the Bible, but they don't follow anything that's in the Bible, man. Especially the high holy days, man. But they're turning the things upside down. That's esteem held in high praise. Okay, Thanksgiving, which that day is a reminder of how Esau destroyed us, man. How did you get America? How did you gain a foothold in America? Okay, through the bloodshed of the children of Israel, namely the children of Issachar, the children of Gad, the children of Reuben, man. Or sorry, the sons of Gad, the sons of Reuben, and the sons of Issachar, which primarily lived here in the northern United States, man. And they celebrated in Canada, which you had Gad living in Canada and other parts of the world. Okay, and that was the wholesale slaughter of our people. So yeah, you got anything else, brother? I'll go into the article.
You could go on it. We'll go on.
So this is off of the Business Insider, and it was posted November 20th, 2017. The true history behind Thanksgiving is a bloody struggle that decimated the population. Which population? The Israelite population that was already here in the Americas. Gad, Reuben, Issachar, okay? And ended with a head on a stick It says most American school children grow up with the story of how the English pilgrims and Native Americans came together for the first Thanksgiving in Plymouth. In reality, peace didn't last between the English settlers and their one-time uh, Wampanoag allies. The two became embroiled in a devastating war just generations after the famous feast. Why did they come into war? One, because we're gonna have enmity between uh the seed of the serpent and the seed of the woman, man. Okay? The seed of the woman is Israel. The seed of the serpent is Edom, Esau, the so-called white man. He's the seed of the serpent. And we can't dwell together. These so-called pilgrims, they came over here dirty, destitute. They didn't know the land. They couldn't plant. But our people showed them how to do all these things, man. And what they do, they turned around and they run them, man. It says in the U.S., Thanksgiving is a time for family parades. Hold on, Slocky. Yeah, it says in the U.S., Thanksgiving is a time for family parades, lots of delicious food, and oftentimes intense travel snarls. It says American school children are usually taught the tradition dates back to the Pilgrims, English religious dissenters who helped to establish the Plymouth colony in present day Massachusetts in 1620. And that's crazy because a year before that, y'all were bringing Jake over here into slavery, which we're going to get into that too, because it talks about how the Native American, so-called Native Americans were put into slavery too. It says, as the story goes, friendly local Native Americans swooped in to teach the struggling colonists how to survive in a new world. Then everyone got together and to celebrate with a feast in 1621. Attendees included at least 90 men from the Wampanoag tribe and 50 or so surviving Mayflower passengers. According to the time, the bash lasted 3 days and featured a menu including deer, fowl, and corn, according to the Smithsonian Magazine. In reality, Thanksgiving feasts predate Plymouth. You'll even find a number of localities have vied to claim the first Thanksgiving for themselves. Settlers in Berkeley, Hundred, and Virginia decided to celebrate their arrival with an annual Thanksgiving back in 1619. And remember, we were in the Israelites, Southern Kingdom. We were in hardcore slavery by then. The Northern Kingdom, they were in so-called Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians here in America. They were in slavery back in Spain, in Seville. According to the Virginian pilot, although the Washingtonian reported the meal was probably little more than some oysters and a ham thrown together. And it was abomination. Just like just like now, it's an abominable thing. You got something, brother?
No, you could keep on reading. I was just
John, abomination, man. Oysters and ham, man. Going off, man. Which Jake wasn't even eating pork like that until the so-called white men came to the Americas, man. Especially over here in America, they weren't even eating that kind of shit, man. It says, and decades before that, Spanish settlers and members of the Saloy tribe broke bread with salted pork. Spanish settlers and members of the Soy tribe. Yeah, because Esau was bringing that salted pork, garbanzo beans, and a mass in 1565, Florida. It says, our modern definition of Thanksgiving revolves around eating turkey, but in the past centuries, it was more of an occasion for religious observance. The storied 1621 Plymouth Festival lives on in popular memory, but the pilgrims themselves would have likely considered their sober 1623 day of prayer the first true Thanksgiving, according to the blog in history, blah, 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 blah. It says in 1637, as a true origin Thanksgiving, owing to the fact that Massachusetts colony governor John Winthrop declared a day of Thanksgiving to celebrate colonial soldiers who had just slaughtered 700 Pequot men, women, and children in what is now Mystic, Connecticut. So here it is. They celebrated over our deaths, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's widely known because every time Christopher Columbus Day shows up, You know, you start seeing Jake and people in mass all the truth about Christopher Columbus, but people still celebrate it. Likewise, the so-called Thanksgiving. You know, you think Esau don't know all the destruction that he caused to the children of Gad, Reuben, and Issachar here in America? So-called Native Indians, so-called Seminole Indians, so-called Mexicans. Okay, because they were dwelling in America too before the so-called white man came. It's primarily in what you call Texas, Nevada, okay, California, and other places, man. Either way, the popular telling of the initial harvest festival is what lived on thanks to Abraham Lincoln. The enduring holiday has also nearly erased from our collective memory what happened between the Wampanoag and the English a generation later. And they got this fake picture right here. These Edomites supposed to be all holier than thou, praying with his head covered. And they were all so-called Jews, man. A lot of these people were crypto Jews, man. You know, so-called Jews, man. And you got Jake in the back sitting there looking at him like, what the fuck are these people doing, man? You know, Jake right here. Hey, can you get Psalms chapter 50? I think it's 50 and 6. It says the one where it says he be at peace. Those that be at peace with them.
I got it right. I had it.
Oh, God, it's a spirit. Go ahead, brother.
Man, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 55, verse 20. It says, "He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant."
Right. Our people were at peace with you, man. When you came over, when a so-called white man landed in America, they didn't they didn't um they didn't bring war to you, man. They helped you, man. Our people, they could have just wiped you out when they see y'all coming on the shore, but did they do that? No. But the people that be at peace with you, which was our people at first, UK. I'm sorry. What's that scripture again? Say it again, brother.
Psalms 55 and 22. Salakia and 20. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him.
Right.
He hath broken his covenant.
So he got violent with you, man. When you look up that word "put forth," look at that word up. Hit the tool button and go to "put forth his hands." Yeah, it's the Hebrew word there is shalak. Shalak. Go ahead.
It says to send away, let go, stretch out. To send, to stretch out, extend, direct, send away, to let loose, uh, to send off or far out or forth, dismiss, give over, cast out, to let go, or to set free, to shoot forth,
Yeah.
To let down, to shoot.
Right. So those that was at peace with him, he basically shot him. He shoot at him, he dismiss him. Okay, or whatever. That deal I made with those so-called Indians, those savages, whatever. Okay. Go ahead, keep reading.
It says, verse 21, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart.
Yeah, so you see these Edomites sitting here at the table talking about, oh, holy God, thank you for this food, this bountiful meal. Okay. But in their mind, they're like, look, we got to kill these damn Indians, man. There's too many of them, and we want this land, man. War was in their heart, man. Not only their heart, but their children. A generation later, they were ready to go to war and destroy them. And now, all throughout the world, but chiefly here in Babylon, so-called America, all these people are celebrating so-called Thanksgiving, man. And then they try to switch it around. Oh, it's about family. It's about being thankful for the things that we have. You can do that throughout the year. Why do you choose November 22nd or 23rd or whenever it falls in Thanksgiving, man? All signs point that you celebrating the destruction of our people, knowingly and unknowingly, man. Because nowadays, Jake don't even want to hear this. You don't want to hear about why you celebrating what you celebrating. A lot of Jake, you out here celebrating the holidays just to be celebrating. And who's the head? Who's at the head of all these lines? Hey, the women of our nation, man. The nigger woman, the Latino woman, the Native American woman, even the Native American woman celebrates this shit, man. Oh, I gotta get me some food, girl. Fuck that. I gotta get this potato salad. I gotta get them ham hocks, turkey neck. I gotta get that potato salad. I gotta get that seafood salad with shrimp, abominations all in it. Can't forget that honey glazed ham. You know what I'm saying? And the turkey, man, and all the other dressings, man. And y'all complaining about who made the potato salad, who made the dressing. You know, going to your grandma and getting her old decrepit ass about her bed early in the morning to make this unlawful ass dinner, man, that you niggas gonna eat later, and then you gonna eat and be full and just go out and do more wickedness, man. You know what I'm saying? This shit is off, man. You got it, brother.
And ultimately, that's a well. I'll read the scriptures. Ecclesiastes 7:7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man man. And this is the point. And a gift destroyed the heart. So just because Esau gives you a free a day off of work, you know, and deems it a family day, a day of getting together, you people just consider it like, hey, you know what? Let's make this our day, our day of family, or whatever it is that you people do, man. Because ultimately, that's what you're doing. You're gathering together the whole year. You don't gather yourselves and you don't thank the Lord. But on this day, where all these wickedness was committed, you know, all this death, because hey, these programs committed genocide, man, on the tribe of Gad and the Seminole Indians, man, and some of Issachar's tribe. But
Yeah.
a majority of the killing was done to Gad, man. And then you people, like I just said, you have the whole year to gather yourselves with your family members, with your loved ones, to thank the Lord, but you don't. You do it specifically on this day, man. And the Lord sees that, man. He sees that, or you're not doing it because you want to thank the Lord. You doing it because, hey, I have a day off and I'm gonna just do whatever I want. I'm gonna call this my day, which like we read before, follow not the ways of the heathen, man.
Yep.
Because whether you believe it or whether you don't believe it, what you're doing is wickedness, man. And ultimately that gift that Esau is giving you of giving you a Black Friday, of giving you the day off or the 2 days off, is destroying your mind, man.
Yeah. And yeah, that's another thing too, because you niggas gonna go fill up, get your fill of this Thanksgiving meal, and then tomorrow you gonna go stand in the line with 1,000 other motherfuckers to get some shit that you can buy anytime out the year, man. But because they're giving certain deals off, y'all stampede each other, people dying, people getting stampeded, ran over, just so you can get some merchandise, man. Hey, but the day of mirth, and the day of enjoyment, all of that shit, and it's about to end, man. Okay, a lot of these stores that you like to frequent, they're closing up, man. Bankruptcy. Okay, they're not getting no money. People ain't shopping like they used to. Okay, Amazon, people shopping on online more. So a lot of these people, a lot of these places you usually go to, they're closing, man. And just for what? So they can give you some goods at a cheaper price, which they can sell them. They can sell us those same goods at a cheaper price all throughout the year. But do they? No, they don't, man. And a lot of times you're not really even getting a deal on that shit, man. Okay, because at the end of the day, man, all of that stuff is going to be destroyed. Okay, so let's get back into the history of does you have anything else before I get back into this, brother?
Kinda. This is the book of Proverbs, 17 and 14. I mean, 15. He that justified the wicked and he that condemneth the just, even they both are abomination to Yahweh by Shem Yahushua.
Yeah, and that's what you're doing, man. When you celebrating these days, you're justifying the wicked, man. Okay, you're justifying the wicked. And he that condemneth the just, who are the just? The Israelites, the men of the Lord. Starting off with the elect, the men of the Lord, man. We out here speaking against this, but y'all condemn. Oh, nigga, why you so mad? Why you mad that y'all say, hey, we you trying to get that plate? You going to eat? Now, nobody says it's anything wrong with eating, man. You can go get you a plate and go fuck home, man. You ain't got to sit there and celebrate that shit. But the point of the matter is that you don't know that when you get into that Thanksgiving spirit and you put that spirit on you, you know what I mean? What you're doing is you're justifying the wicked. You're making the so-called white man say they were justified in killing out people indiscriminately and destroying them and taking their land and displacing them. Because that's what happened. That's what these celebrations is all about. It says, he that justified the wicked and he that condemneth the just, they both are an abomination unto the Lord. Right. You're an abomination to the Lord. And then you call yourself praying. You want to bow your head in a solemn way. And then you go, and then, as soon as you lift your head up, you eating some abominable food. You're not even calling on the name of the Lord. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. But then you call yourself, oh yeah, it's all about, it's all about Thanksgiving and being a family. But you niggas can't find a week or a day throughout the year to be a family? Like, come on, man. You're an abomination to the Lord, man.
That's right.
And this is back in this article. I'll try to speed it up because we got other articles too. It says the Massasoit. I'm gonna read up. It says the enduring holiday has also nearly erased from our collective memory what happened between the Wampanoag and the English a generation later. It says Massasoit, the Sachem or paramount chief of the Wampanoag, proved to be a crucial ally to the English settlers in the years following the establishment of Plymouth. He set up an exclusive trade pact with the newcomers and allied with them against the French and other local tribes like the Narragansetts and the Massachusetts. So here it is, our people was making a covenant with the devil, man. And that's why they got destroyed. Ultimately, they got destroyed, man. However, that alliance became strained over time. Of course it did. Thousands of English colonists poured into the region throughout the 17th century, according to historic contact Indian people and colonists in today's northeastern United States. Authorities in the Plymouth began asserting control over most aspects of the Wampanoag life. As settlers increasingly ate up more land, the estimates it says the Gilder Institute of American History estimated disease had already reduced the Native American population in New England by as much as 90%. And that's what them Edomites brought. They brought death, man. From 1616 to 1619, that's 3 years. And indigenous people continued to die from what the colonists called Indian fever. But it was some disease. Y'all, that's what y'all brought over here. Y'all brought biological warfare. Even if you wasn't trying to, y'all sick asses came here and y'all poisoned our people, man. And y'all took more land because you're covetous, man. Okay? The scripture says they oppress a man, even his own heritage, man. All right. And it says, by the time Massasoit's son, Matacomet, known to the English as King Philip, inherited leadership, relations had frayed. King Philip's war was sparked when several of Matacomet's men were executed for the murder of Punkapoag interpreter and Christian convert John Sassamon. Wampanoag warriors responded by embarking on a series of raids, and a New England Confederation of Colonies declared war in 1675. The initially neutral colony of Rhode Island's and Providence plantations was ultimately dragged into the fighting, as were other nearby tribes like the Narragansett. The war was bloody and devastating. Springfield, Massachusetts was burned to the ground. The Wampanoag abducted colonists for ransom. English forces attacked the Narragansetts on a bitter frozen swamp for harboring fleeing Wampanoag. 600 Narragansett were killed, and the tribe's winter stores were ruined. Yeah, because they raided them. So they tried to starve them out, man. Colonists in the far-flung settlements relocated to more fortified areas, while the Wampanoag and allied tribes were forced to flee their villages. Okay. Meanwhile, Metacomet was dealt a staggering blow when he crossed over into New York to recruit allies. Instead, he was rebuffeted and attacked by Mohawks. Upon his return to his ancestral home at Mount Hope, he was shot and killed in a final battle. The son of the man who had sustained and celebrated with the Plymouth colony was then beheaded and dismembered. Esau's a demon, man. And that was ultimately, it was judgment. from the Lord, the reason why this happened. But the point of the matter is, you celebrating all of this, man, knowingly or unknowingly, man. Okay, it says his remaining allies were killed. His remaining allies were killed and sold into slavery in the West Indies. So a lot of you say that the so-called Native Indians didn't go into slavery like it was just a black thing, you know, like just black people wanting a hardcore slavery. No, man, they put our brothers in slavery too. Can you get that? Deuteronomy 28 and 68, man. That happened to all the tribes, man. Okay, and they took them away to the West Indies, man, and into Spain, man. Okay, you got it, brother.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68. It says, "And Yahweh, Yahushua, shall bring thee into Egypt again in ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you."
That's right, and that's what happened. Okay, that wasn't talking about ancient Egypt in Africa, man. That's talking about America. America is spiritually Sodom and Egypt today. Okay, that's talking about here in America, and that didn't just happen to so-called Negroes, as they tell you in school. Okay, but that happened to the so-called Native Indians too, man. All right, and that was proof right there. Where was that? It says Salaki. It says yeah, it says his remaining allies were killed or sold into slavery, right? And it said no man will redeem you, meaning no man was going to buy us, no man was going to free us, man. You finished it off, brother?
Yeah.
No man was going to buy us, no man was going to free us from this situation. Okay, the colonists impaled King Philip's head on a spike and displayed it in Plymouth for 25 years. That's hatred, man. That's hatred, especially for a time like that. People wasn't even living that long, man, because of disease and whatnot, man. So for 25 years, they just basically had this man's skull hanging up in Plymouth, up in Plymouth, man. You know what I'm saying? It says Montclair State University professor Robert E. Cray Jr. said the war's ultimate death toll could have been as high as 30% of England's population and half of the Native Americans in New England, man. And why is that? Because the Lord allowed Esau to overcome us, man, for our judgment, man. All right. This is the real story of Thanksgiving from Manataka.org. It said most of us associate the holiday with happy pilgrims and Indians sitting down to a big feast, and that did happen once. The story began in 1614 when a band of English explorers sailed from home to England with a ship full of Patuxet Indians bound for slavery. They left behind smallpox, which virtually wiped out those who had escaped. So they put people in slavery. And this is by the time the Pilgrims arrived in Massachusetts Bay, they found only one living Patwok Indian, a man named Squanto, who had survived slavery in England. So you got Gadites in England. You still, even to this very day, you got Gadites in England. See, a lot of y'all don't know that. A lot of y'all don't know that. You say that, you know, a lot of these jakes, they want to talk about, oh, all the Israelites are Negro and how the so-called Indians aren't Israelites and how they never went through what we went through. Nigga, we all went through slavery. Was a bitch, man. Okay? Slavery was a bitch, man. You see what they did to us, man? They said they only found Squanto ass, man. And then they made him an interpreter, man. Okay, real quick. This is Ecclesiastes. I'm sorry, Nahum 1:1. The burden of Nahum 3:1. Woe to the bloody city. That bloody city is America. It is full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not. Right. And so this place, America, is a bloody city. It was built on bloodshed. It wasn't built on peace. It wasn't built on a peace accord. It wasn't built on honesty. It was built on bloodshed. This day that you're celebrating Thanksgiving is a day of bloodshed, man.
That's right.
That's like somebody coming in your house, wiping your family out, and then the next day they're saying, "Hey, we're gonna have a meal. We're gonna celebrate, us coming together." But you really, your family just got wiped out, man. Woe to the bloody city. Woe meaning destruction to the bloody city. It is full of lies, right? And that's what this Thanksgiving is a lie, man. Okay, it's a lie. They came together and they just ate and they came in peace. They just put something together. You know, and it says, "Woe to the bloody city is full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not." Who are the prey? Israelites, man. We're the prey, and we haven't departed from this land, man. We're still here, even though some of our people went into slavery over in Europe and all throughout the Americas. Guess what? We're still here, even to this very day. All right. This is Habakkuk 2:12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and establish a city by iniquity. Woe meaning destruction again. Okay, when you go to that word woe, the Hebrew word there is hawaya, which is, or it says alas, woe, prolong, alas. Let's see. Lucky. Because when passionate cry of grief and despair. Yeah, so you're only doing that when you're being destroyed. So again, woe meaning destruction to him that buildeth a town with blood and established a city by iniquity, man. And how was America established? Iniquity is sin upon sin. The Hebrew word there is I wall. Okay, it says injustice, unrighteousness, wrong. And that's all the Israelites here in America receive is what? Injustice, unrighteousness. That's all that you see here. This day, Thanksgiving is a day of unrighteousness, man. Because the Lord ain't celebrating. You think the Lord in the heavens saying, you know what? Oh, they celebrating Thanksgiving. I got a family. They coming together and they thanking me for it. No, they not. She's shaking his head in anger, man. Like, what the fuck is going on down there, man? What are you doing, man? Especially when our people are into it, man. It says injustice, okay, unrighteousness, wrong, violent deeds of injustice. And that's how America was established, by violent deeds and injustice, man. And it's still being held up today. You got these people running around and talking about God bless America today or tomorrow, because it's still 11:30 my time and our time in Hawaii. Tomorrow you're gonna watch what the Skins and the Cowboys play, man. Which that go back to Esau taking over Gad, man.
That's right.
You people don't make no sense, man. You got it, brothers.
Yeah, man, and like we read in Amos, the Lord despises those feast days, man, because like we've been saying, they have nothing to do with the Heavenly Father, man. And like the scripture says, that their prayers is as a smoke in the Lord's nose, man. Because even if you pray to the Lord, or if you think you're praying to the Lord, you're doing an abomination in His eyes, man, and He hates everything that you're doing. And we're talking to you Israelites, man. You know where that scripture is? Or let me look.
I hate the smoke in my nose one.
Come on.
And I'll find it.
Yeah, like I was mentioning in the beginning, all these people go to church. Well, over here on my way home from the grocery store, people were at the church, man, and it was packed. It's just like on Mother's Day, just like on Christmas Eve. You got all these people going to church thinking that they're really doing something for the Lord, man, which is not so, and the Lord hates it.
I got it, brother. It's Isaiah chapter 65, verse 3. A people that provoketh me to anger continually by fate to my face, that sacrifice in gardens and burneth incense upon altars of brick, which remain among the graves and lodge in the monuments, which eat swine's flesh and broth of abominable things is in their vessels, which say, stand by thyself, come not near to me, for I am holier than thou. These are a smoke in my nose, a fire that burneth all the day. Yeah, and that's what you're doing, man. You eating swine's flesh. You're going to church, so-called church. You're going to leave there, eat a pork sandwich. You got a broth of abominable things, okay? Which that also goes into those different philosophies. But you got Jake, what they cook gumbo, and what's in gumbo, man? Pork, crab, shrimp, prongs, just abominable, man. So Jake just going off, and then the scripture says, uh, um, uh, verse 3, a people that provoke of me to anger continually to my face, that sacrifice in gardens and burn of incense upon altars of brick. And those incenses really the prayers, man. Those prayers you sending up, those are the prayers that you're sending up. Those are incense, and you can read that in Revelation. It said that the prayers of the saints are like are incense. Okay, and so our people, you over here, you in these churches, and you sending up incense upon altars of brick, man, which is really that church. That church is your altar. Just like when we go out to highways and hedges, that's called the mazabak in Hebrew, which is an altar. Why? Because we're preaching the Lord's word there on a mazabak, man. Okay, you got it, brother.
Yeah, man, and like it says, these are smoking my nose, because, for example, on my family, they invited me to a Thanksgiving dinner and whatnot, and I tell them I don't really say anything, but they know, like, yo, I'm not gonna go, like, no matter what you tell me, like, I know what those type of things are, man, and I'm not gonna go and fucking celebrate or wickedness just because you're so-called my family, man, because I know that the Lord hates that, man. And let's say my mother, before I came to Hawaii, we had that one Thanksgiving, and I left their house. I basically, well, they were having lunch, and I left. I went to do some reading and whatnot while they were just whatever, doing whatever the hell they were doing. And I tried to explain to my mother, and she was just like, "Oh no, but this is for the Lord, you know." And she's like she's not a pastor, but she's like high up there in the church, you know, like people know her. She's in charge of shit. They
Right,
really think like, oh, we know what the Lord likes, you know, like we really know what it is. And like it says in the scriptures, or which say, stand by thyself, come not near me, for I am holier than thou. And my mother didn't have that attitude towards me, but if you go to all these other churches, that's what it is. Like
right,
that lady that came to us on camp, remember the black
yeah.
woman, the
God,
pastor?
God,
Yeah, if we would have said something about Thanksgiving to her, she would have been like, "Oh, hey, boy, you know what? Don't call unclean with the Lord
yeah,
late." Some
she would have
excuse, you
broke it
know?
down. She would have broken down all wrong, man.
Yeah, man, just to excuse her wickedness, man. And that, well, that shows us how, first and foremost, the Lord is having mercy upon us. That's giving us the knowledge, man, and the spirit to see these things, man. Because these people that are going to the churches are really lost, man. The Lord got them in a confused state of mind, thinking that they're really doing something for the Lord, man. And
Right,
like it says in the scriptures, He does it because first and foremost, He could do whatever He wants, but to show us or the elect uh, what not to do, man. To set them as an example for us, man.
that's right, that's right. So back in this article, it says the story again. It says the story began in 1614 when a band of English explorers. Slovakia. So I'm sorry, but when a band of English explorers sailed home to England with a ship full of uh, Patwok Indians are bound for slavery. It says they left behind smallpox, which virtually wiped out those who had escaped. Okay, and it says by the time the pilgrims arrived in Massachusetts Bay, they found only one living Petuok Indian, a man named Squanto, who had survived slavery in England and knew their language. He taught them how to grow corn and to fish, and negotiated a peace treaty between the Pilgrims and the Wampanoag Nation. At the end of their first year, Pilgrims held a great feast honoring Squanto and the Wampanoag. But the word spread in England about the paradise to be found in the New World, right? Because America, hey, this place was a paradise, man. And they were like, look, we got to get on this, man. The French, the Spanish, they over there. We got to do something. Okay. And so what? They was like, look, we going to get some of these riches too. The gold, the people, the slaves, all that, the land, all of that. Okay. So it says, but word spread. Trying to fix something right here. Oh man. It said, but word spread to England about the paradise to be found in the New World, and religious zealots called Puritans began arriving by the boatload. And those Puritans was nothing pure about them, man, except their wickedness, man.
That's right.
Finding no fence around the land, they considered it to be a public domain. Fucking demons, man. So you got to put a fence around your land to make sure it's yours, man. Joined by other British settlers, they seized land, capturing strong young natives for slaves and killing the rest. But the Pequot Nation had not agreed to the peace treaty Squanto had negotiated, and they fought back. The Pequot Wars was one of the bloodiest Indians wars ever fought. In 1637, a near present day Groton, Connecticut, over 700 men, women, and children of the Pequot tribe had gathered for their annual Green Corn Festival, which is our Thanksgiving celebration. Which that festival probably was the first was a harvest festival, the first fruits festival, man. Okay, because these are Israelites, remember, and they were still following the customs of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai back then, whatever they was calling it, but they were still celebrating it, man. And it says, in the pre-dawn hours of the sleeping Indians were surrounded by English and Dutch mercenaries who ordered them to come outside. Those who came out were shot or clubbed to death, while the terrified women and children who huddled inside the longhouse were burned alive. The next day, the governor of Massachusetts Bay Colony declared a day of Thanksgiving because 700 unarmed men, women, and children had been murdered. You fucking devil, man. And that's why the Lord gonna destroy you Edomites, man. Hey, this is Daniel 12. I'm 9 and 12, man. And he have confirmed his words which he spake against us and against our judges that judge us by bringing upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven have not been done as have been done upon Jerusalem. Right. No other people went through what our people went through, man. No other people, man. I don't care how you try to put it out there, man. You Edomites had nothing but a perpetual hatred for the children of Israel, man. You ain't stop, man. You burn our people alive, man. For what? For some fucking land, man. That don't even belong to you. And then you got the audacity to be proud, man. You got the audacity to be proud as if like you grew up here, like this place was just here for you, man.
Right, man.
And none of you Jakes are mad, man. None of you Jakes are angry. You happy? Oh, it's all good, man. We should just be happy. We should just be cool. We should just be enjoying life, man. Fuck all that, man. Hey, man, that's why I can't wait till the Lord destroy this place, man. And it needs to be destroyed, man, because this is wrong. This is wrong. Wrong.
I got a quick brief for you.
Go ahead, brother.
This is the book of the book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 21. It says, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered.
Right. So you Edomites, you're not going to go unpunished, man, because you got Jakes out there that's still cooning for you, still tap dancing and salt showing for you, man. Hey, but you're gonna be unpunished, man. I mean, you're not gonna be unpunished, man. Salaki. You're not gonna be unpunished, man. And can you also get Ezekiel 35:5? Yeah, you're not gonna go unpunished, man. You're gonna receive this punishment, man. Okay, because the Lord didn't forget about none of this. All of this is still fresh in the Lord's mind, man. 1,000 years is a day to the Most High, and 1,000 years to us is one day to the Lord, man. It's one day, man. And this happened. This happened less than 200 years ago, man. Well, a little over 200 years ago, man. That's not even half a day. So the Lord, the Lord's hot about this. You got it, bro.
And this is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 35, verse 5. It says, because thou hast because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, in
Right.
the time of their calamity, in the time where their iniquity had an end.
Yeah, that's right, man. And even to this very day, you still killing us, man. Y'all don't even hear about the Gadites that's destroyed. You don't hear about the Gadite suicide rates, the female rape victims. You don't hear about how they getting shot up by the cops and thrown into prison indiscriminately. None of that, yo. But guess what? That's happening. Just like it's happening in Judah, the so-called Negro here in America, man.
Kind of, Salakia. Oh, I was doing well, this was a long time ago, but I did some research in the Gadites, man, and there was this chief of some Gadites, I believe, up in the northern states on the East Coast, which said that their tribes were over 100 million, man,
And
Gadites, and by the time that the Pilgrims finished establishing the 13 colonies and whatnot, or they were down to less than 1 million, man. So they committed like some heavy abominations, man. They basically almost committed genocide on Gad, man.
it was genocide, man.
Well,
It was
yeah, kind, it was.
it was genocide, man. They almost, I mean, if it wasn't for the mercy of the Lord, man, which you can't, it's no ending of our people, but still, man. But damn, you almost damn man wiped us out, man. That's why you don't even see a lot of Gadites hanging out, man. Where they at? They usually on a reservation and a res, or they just you rarely see them, man. Why? Because Esau tried to wipe them out, man. And that's another too. That's another stereotype that they don't exist because they're still here, man. Okay, that's that evidence, man. That's the evidence. That's how you know you Edomites are going to pay, man, because you stole us. You stole his land. You removed the ancient borders, which the Lord said, remove not the ancient borders. Okay. So you're going to be destroyed, Esau. All your wickedness is being shown, man. While these other people celebrating, man, we bringing out the truth on you, man. Whether 3 people are watching, whether 4 people are watching, whether nobody's watching, how about you outside is watching, and this word is out there, man. You got it, brother.
Kind this is the book of Zechariah, chapter 2 and 8. For thus saith Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai of hosts, after the glory had he sent me unto the nations which spoiled you, or for he that toucheth you toucheth the apple of his eye.
That's right. You can break it down, brother.
God, that's right. And like we were saying, well, today we're speaking on Thanksgiving, on what Esau did unto us, but like it says in the book of Maccabees, or what nation had not taken a part on spoiling the nation of Israel, man. So all you nations that have touched the nation of Israel, especially you Edomites, man, it's like if you were touching the apple of the Lord's eyes, man. And you're gonna pay for it, man, because just how mad do you get, or I can relate, or if somebody touches my seed, man, oh man.
Yeah,
So
go
imagine,
they could lose it, man.
imagine the Lord, man, which all throughout the scriptures it shows you how much the Lord loves the nation of Israel, man, and how much He loves, especially His elect, man.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a wrap for you nations, man.
Hey, this is
Oh,
Salakia. This is Jeremiah 30:16. Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity. And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. Yeah.
Uh, that's right, man. And we were just saying, all you nations had a part on spoiling the nation of Israel, devouring us until this day, man. Because even if we're not in chattel slavery, man, we are still under contractual slavery or voluntary slavery, man. And you nations oppress us every day, man. Whether it be little or whether it be much, man. But you oppressors, you make certain philosophies up. You push up different doctrines on our people, which Thanksgiving is one of them, man, and one of the ones that our people love the most, man. Especially Jake's here in America.
Mm-hmm. This is back in that article. Back in that article, I'm just gonna finish it off. It says the next day, the governor of Massachusetts Bay Colony declared a day of Thanksgiving because 700 unarmed men, women, and children have been murdered. Cheered by their victory, the brave colonists and their Indian allies attacked villages after village. Women and children over 14 were sold into slavery, while the rest were murdered. Boats loaded with as many as 500 slaves regularly left the port of New England. Bounties were paid for Indian scalps to encourage as many deaths as possible. Following an especially successful raid against the Pequot in what is now Stamford, Connecticut, the churches announced a second day of Thanksgiving to celebrate victory over the heathen savages. And that's what they called us, man. When y'all are heathen, man, y'all were the savages, man. During the feasting, they hacked off heads of natives. I'm sorry, during the feasting, the hacked off heads of natives were kicked through the streets like soccer balls. Even the friendly Wampanoag did not escape the madness. Their chief was beheaded and his head impaled on a pole in Plymouth, Massachusetts, where it remained on display for 24 years. So the other article said 25 years, but this claim is at 24 years. It says the killings became more and more frenzied, with days of Thanksgiving feasts being held after each successful massacre. George Washington finally suggested that only one day of Thanksgiving per year be set aside instead of celebrating each and every massacre. Later, Abraham Lincoln decreed Thanksgiving Day to be a legal national holiday during the Civil War. On the same day, he ordered troops to march against the starving Sioux in Minnesota, which is the devil, man. Yo, you fucking dumps. You a fucking dumb. Man, the Lord gonna destroy you Edomites, man. And I can't wait, man. That's why my heart don't pour out for you fuckers getting burnt out in California, man. Good for you, man. Good for you, man. You don't belong in that land anyway. Good for you, man. Man, bruh. Yo, that shit is crazy. Yo, that shit is crazy. And then the brother got some pictures he pulled up too, man. Wounded knee, all of that.
Yeah, man, these are gonna pay for it, man.
Yeah, putting out.
That was like the apostle Ramlad brought out in a recent video. The people that they were sending out from England out here, man, were criminals, man.
Yeah,
were the lowest scumbags that England had, man, and they threw them over here, man. So
yeah.
imagine just how wicked these people were, just seeing like, oh, fuck it, the generals that we came with, they killing them, so fuck it, let's let loose.
Yeah, they were all murderers, man. It was a bloodlust. It was a pedophile's wet dream. It was a murderer's wet dream. It was a rapist's wet dream. It was a thief's wet dream. Yo, and nobody stopped them. They were just going ham, as they say in the world, ham. Okay, they actually went off, man. You see, look, they got Jakes hanging up by the 13s, man, putting the fire up to their necks while they hung them. You know,
Smashing the baby on the rocks, man.
smashing a baby on a. Hey, can you get Psalms 137 and start at 7? Are you eating my? You gonna get this, man? You gonna go? You gonna go through all this times too, man?
That's right.
You don't know hatred yet, man. And we're gonna celebrate. We're gonna celebrate the day, Yahweh Shimon Shah destroys you, so-called white people, you Edomites, we're gonna have a celebration for that day. That's gonna be a high holy day, man. We're gonna be happy, man, for eternity, man. For eternity. Everybody gonna be forced to celebrate that day, man. You don't have to force no Jake, though. Jake gonna be doing it in righteousness and happy, man. You got it, brother.
This is the book of Psalm, chapter 137, verse 7. Remember, O Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it.
The children of Edom, as you so-called white people. Go ahead.
Who said, raise it, or even to the foundations thereof. O daughter of Babylon, who are to be destroyed.
And daughter of Babylon is America. That's how you know King David was a prophet, man. Because he was, whatever daughter of Babylon was ever there was no other daughter of Babylon. Go ahead.
It says, happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us. Yep. Verse 9. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones.
Now go back to that picture. Yeah, you see, he dashing a little one against the stone, man. Somebody grabbing your baby, Edomite devil, a demon grabbing your baby and smashing it on a rock. You see a kid head bust open and he's shaking. He knocked out. You know what I'm saying? Yo, you might gonna pay for this shit, man. Don't ever think that you got away with this shit, man. This is your legacy, Esau. This is your legacy. And can you go Obadiah 1 and 6? This is your legacy, Esau. Murder, 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 death, kill, man. That's you, man. You try to put that on our people, man. You taught our people how to be niggas, man. You created the nigga, man. Check out the nigga factory on YouTube, man. You created Jake. You created niggas, man. You created that whole concept, man.
This is the book of Obadiah 1 and 6. You asked?
Psalm 1 and 6.
And this is how are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up?
Right. Go back to that picture. And those are the things that Esau, man. Whether you were speaking Spanish, French, Dutch, English, those things, these are your hidden things, man. Yeah, keep going through them pictures, man. Scroll through them pictures, man. These are your hidden things, man. Strangling our women, our children, our babies. You got a baby being hung by the umbilical cord, man. And you got a baby being hung up, bitten and eaten by dogs, man. Two of them. He got a handful of babies, man. 2 handful of babies, man. Kill them, and they got dogs biting on them, tearing their flesh. Which all this was in the scriptures, man. The Lord said He was going to send this to our people for our chastisement, man. But look who's doing this. You Edomites, man. And then you celebrating people like this. You celebrating Cortez. You celebrating Columbus. You celebrating Pizarro. You celebrating all these people. All these people are murderers, man. Every day that you have in America is a day of wickedness, man. Even that Martin Luther for the King shit, man. That day, man, he was a sellout. Okay, he was a plant. He was a created individual, man. A cult of personality, man. Okay? And you celebrating this devil, man. This demon.
That's right, man.
You Edomites gonna pay, man. You gonna fucking pay. Listen, this story, back in this article, it says, this story doesn't have quite the same fuzzy feeling associated with it as the one where the Indian and pilgrims are all sitting down together at a big feast, but we need to learn our true history so it won't ever be repeated. Well, it's going to be repeated, man, because the Lord said this in Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 15, that which have been is now, and that which is to be, and that which is to be hath already been. And the Most High requires that which is past. So, hey, the Lord requires this, man. And who is He going to require from? You Edomites, man. You're going to go through this, man. Times 2. This is 2 Thessalonians 1 and 6. Or one that pops up. Yeah, because the Lord requires that which is in the past, man. While you Edomites talk about some, just get over it. That's the past. Don't worry about it. You know, But this is what the Lord said. 2 Thessalonians 6. Seeing it is a righteous thing with the heavenly Father to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you, And you Edomites, you have troubled us, man. You have troubled us, man. And it's gonna be repeated, but it's gonna be repeated in righteousness. And you're gonna go through this. Hey, go show them pictures again, brother. Show them pictures again, man. This is gonna happen to you Edomites, man. See, it was wicked the way you did it to us, but guess what? We're gonna do that to you. We're gonna string you up by your neck, set you on fire. Okay, we're gonna put you in chains. These are Jakes. These are so-called Indians, Native American Indians, man. In chains, man. They went through slavery just like us, man. Just like us. But then you got these other nations talking about some, oh, all nations went through slavery. All nations went. No, man, ain't nothing happened to you nations the way it happened to us. And the Moabites, they didn't even go into slavery, man. They never went into slavery, man. Their whole being as a nation. You got, what's this, Jake fighting Jake? Go back to that picture. Because you had a lot of that, man. You had a lot of Jake and fighting, and Esau used that to divide our people, that divide and conquer shit, man. Go to that one right next to it. Not the one where they in chains, but the other one where he's sitting on a yeah, that one right there. Yeah, they like to show you pictures like this, like it was all good, man. Okay. Like Jake was just running around bucket naked, man. This probably was the summertime too. And you see it changes, they make them lighter and lighter, or they try to make the Edomite look civilized, man, and everybody else savages. Yeah, look at this devil, man. This devil, man. Supposed to be Christopher Cologne, man. It's the same devil that sold 9-year-old girls into sex slavery, man. Okay? The Edomite's gonna pay, man. The Edomite's gonna pay for all of this, man. So the Most High said it's a righteous thing to recompense tribulation to them that trouble us, and you Edomites and the rest of you nations, you troubled us, man.
Right, man.
Yeah, man. I was gonna read through this other article, but it's probably gonna say the same thing, man. It's gonna say the same. Yeah, it says pretty much the same thing. But hey, man, hey, the truth is out there, man. You devils, man. And this is Thanksgiving on Wikipedia. It said Thanksgiving is a national holiday celebrated on various dates in Canada, the United States, some of the Caribbean islands, and Liberia. And why Liberia? Because Esau set up Liberia in Africa, man. It began as a day of giving thanks for blessings of the harvest, which Jake was following their first fruits, man. And the preceding year, similarly named festival holidays occur in Germany and Japan. Thanksgiving is celebrated on the second Monday of October in Canada and on the fourth Thursday of November in the United States, and around the same part of the year in other places. Although Thanksgiving was has historical roots in religious and cultural tradition, it has long been celebrated as a secular holiday. And the word secular goes to as in the state of being separate from religion. So they ain't got nothing to do with the Lord, man. And not being exclusively allied with and against a particular religion. Historically, the word secular was not related to the link to religion, but was a freestanding term in Latin, which would relate to any mundane endeavor. Well, that's what that is a mundane endeavor, man. History, prayers of thanks, and special Thanksgiving ceremonies are common among almost all religions at the harvest. And at other times. The Thanksgiving holiday history in North America is rooted in English tradition dating from the Protestant Reformation. It also has aspects of harvest festival, even through the harvest of New England occurs well before late November, date on which the modern Thanksgiving holiday is celebrated. Let me skip down. Said in the United States, Pilgrims and Puritans they immigrated, they infiltrated, they were the legal immigrants, man, from England in the 1620s and 1630s, carried the tradition of days of fasting and days of Thanksgiving with them to New England. The modern Thanksgiving holiday tradition is traced as to a well-recorded 1619 event in Virginia and a sparsely documented 1621 celebration at Plymouth in present-day Massachusetts. In 1619, the arrival of 38 English settlers in Berkeley Hundreds and Charles City County, Virginia, concluded with a religious celebration as dedicated by the groups of charter from the London Company, which specifically required that the day of our ship's arrival at the place assigned in the land of Virginia shall be a yearly, perpetually kept as a day, holy as a day of thanksgiving to the Almighty God. In 1621, Plymouth Feast and Thanksgiving was prompted by a good harvest. Several days of Thanksgiving were held in early New England history and had been identified as the first Thanksgiving, including Pilgrims' holidays of Plymouth in 1621 and 1623, and Puritan holiday in Boston in 1631, according to historian Jeremy Bangs, leading director of the Latin American Pilgrim Museum. The Pilgrims may have been influenced by watching an annual service of Thanksgiving for the relief of siege in Leyden in 1574 while they were staying in Leyden, now called October Feasting or Oktoberfest, man. Leading autumn Thanksgiving celebration. That's pretty much it, man. You know, you see the wickedness that Esau has perpetrated on our people, and our people are still simple-minded. Okay, that they want to continue. They want to continue these days. Okay, they want to continue the feast days. They want to continue the worshiping and celebrating of these holidays that the Lord didn't set forth for us. Okay, but the Lord set forth His holy days that we're supposed to. His holy days, not holidays, but holy days, man, set forth for us. And in the kingdom of heaven, hey, all those days are going to be followed, man, to the T. And if they're not, you're gonna be destroyed, man. If you nations don't want to come up and serve the Lord, you're gonna be destroyed. Because the children of Israel, we're gonna automatically celebrate these days, man, and keep these days, not celebrate, but keep these days, man. Because some of the days are solemn days, man, solemn feast days, man. Some of the days are happy feast days, but mainly a solemn feast days, man. You got anything else, brother?
Khan, I just got two precepts, one for Esau and one for for you, Jakes. This is the book of Revelation 13, verse 9. It says, if any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
Right. So you put somebody in slavery, you're gonna go into slavery. Salakia, brother, you got it.
Here's the patience of verse 10, 13, Revelation 13 and 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
Right. So you put somebody in slavery, you're going into slavery. And you Edomites, you haven't been judged for what you've done to us. Not in the slightest way yet. But you will. You put somebody in slavery, this is in the New Testament. You put somebody in slavery, you're gonna go into slavery. Who put the children of Israel in slavery? You Edomites and the rest of you nations, man, but chiefly you Edomites. Okay, he that leave in the captivity shall go into captivity. That's slavery. He that killeth with the sword, you've killed us with the sword. We read some evidence against you. You're going to be killed with the sword. And that's the patience and the faith of the saints, man. You got it, brother.
And back here in Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 22, says, for my people is foolish, they have not known me, or they are sottish children, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good, they have no knowledge.
Right, because this day, celebrating these days, Thanksgiving, you can stop sharing your screen now, bro. These celebrating these days, Thanksgiving, Christmas, etc. Okay, those are evil, but our people, they know how to do that, man. You know how to prepare all those wicked foods. You know how to cook up crack. You know how to be a demon. Okay, but guess what, man? To do good, you don't know how. You don't know how to follow the customs of your forefathers, which is these high holy days that the Lord has set up for us, man. You don't know how to follow after righteousness. You don't follow out the law, such as commandments. And so the scripture said, my people are foolish, they're sottish. You don't know the Lord, man. All you people running around talking about I know the God, I got a relationship with the Lord. You don't have a relationship with the Lord. You don't know the Lord. You don't read the Bible with understanding. You don't have anything, man. Okay, and soon the Lord's gonna put an end to all this that you're doing, man. All these so-called holidays, all your fun in the sun, all the mirth is about to be turned in the morning. Hey, Lord willing, this is the last Thanksgiving here, man. Okay, you got any closing statements, brother?
Nah, just well for you brothers, man. Just keep in the spirit of the Lord, man, and don't let your family or nobody persuade you into doing what's right, man, and following after the will of the Heavenly Father, man. Because I know, especially for the younger brothers, me myself included, our families are always want to be pulling us in into things of the world, man. So we gotta uh, be strong, man, and just do the will of the Heavenly Father. Because, like we've been saying, all of this is wickedness, man. And like we know, the wages of sin is death, man. And if we following after all of this wicked ways and all these heathenistic holidays, man, the Lord is ultimately gonna destroy us, man. And well, I don't want to be destroyed myself. I want to be part of salvation, man. So just keep pushing, man. Keep learning and teaching, until the end, Lord will.
That's right. Hey, so with that, all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem,
Hashem,
Yahweh Shai,
Yahushua,
Ba'ashem,
Bahashem,
Rakar,
Bakar,
Kadash,
Badash.
and double honor to the apostles and elders that great most open teachers were in truth and sincerity for ruling well. And Sai tell our fellow, I can keep pushing, keep striving. We almost out of here. Shalom.
Shalom, Makim.